Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to you all for the celebration of Matrubhasha Divas and Bharatiya Basha Utsav, organized by the Dr. K.R. Shetty Center for Tulu Studies in collaboration with Nitte University Center for Science Education and Research.
Language. Language is more than just a means of communication. It reflects culture, identity, and history. Our mother tongue, the first language we learn, carries the essence of who we are. It shapes how we think, express emotion, and connect with others. In today's globalized world, where languages are rapidly evolving and sometimes even fading away, it is important to celebrate and preserve our mother tongues. This function is a tribute to richness and diversity of languages, emphasizing their role in cultural heritage, community bonding, and personal identity.
I request the dignitaries to take the seat on the dais. To begin this auspicious occasion, let us pray for the Almighty's blessings. We are delighted to have Ms. Pratiksha Shetty with us, who will now lead us in prayer through her soulful singing. I request everyone to rise for the prayer.
Vande Omkara Chamarkarnane Shanmukara Sutta Sharanu Vinayaka Mangalavara Sharanu Vande Omkara Chamarkarnane Shanmukara Sutta Sharanu Vinayaka Mangalavara Sharanu Madhuru Ganapati Sharao Ganapati Kumbashi Ganapati Sharanu Hatyandi Ganapati Idagunji Ganapati Gokarna Ganapati Sharanu Madhuru Ganapati Sharao Ganapati Kumbashi Ganapati Sharanu Hatyandi Ganapati Idagunji Ganapati Gokarna Ganapati Sharanu Vande Omkara Chamarkarnane Shankara Sutta Sharanu Vinayaka Mangalavara Sharanu. Thank you, Ms. Pratiksha, for that beautiful and divine prayer.
Light is a symbol of knowledge and enlightenment. To mark the official commencement of today's program, I request our esteemed guest to come forward for the lamp lighting ceremony.
Thank you to our guests for gracing this moment with your presence. May this light guide us towards wisdom and learning.
To formally commence today's proceedings, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Anirban Chakraborty, Director of NUCSER, to deliver the welcome address.
Perspective for me. I thought the madam is going to welcome everyone. All right. Good afternoon to everyone present here. Ellarge namaskara. ಬೇರೆ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಪ್ರಭು ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು. ನಂದು ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸಭ್ಯಚಾಚಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸಹ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಿಸಸ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay. It's a very important day today for us. We are assembled here for celebrating something very unique and very relevant. We are here today to celebrate the Matrubhasha Divas and the Bharatiya Utsav, which is organized by Saigita Madam and the K.R. Shetty Center for Tulu Studies. But anyway, so it's said that there are two things that can unite people. One is the religion, the other one is language. And we know the importance of language, and I think in the opening remarks somebody said mother tongue is the language that you first learn the moment from the time you start speaking. So it's very important that we remain connected to our mother language. We keep practicing it and we don't forget our mother tongue. Even if we want, perhaps we will not be able to forget it, because that is something which is like almost kind of a reflex thing that will automatically develop in us as we grow. But then language is something which is it's kind of a connecting medium. It instantly connects people. And the first thing that one could do is, when you go to a foreign land or in a different place, if you are able to speak in your language, I think that's the first kind of an emotional connect that happens. And there are so many examples in our country, although we celebrate the concept of unity and diversity, but then when you talk about the languages, officially we have about 15 languages, and if we put all the dialects in different places, perhaps we have 5,000 or more in the entire country. And the kind of diversity that we have from the north to the south or from the east to the west, it almost feels like you are in a different country if you travel from one part of the country to another. Everything else is different. And then you also know that there is so much of difference in the language we speak. I'll give you one example. When I went for my higher studies, we had people from southern part of India who were not very proficient in Hindi. And it used to be an irony because I would speak to a Bangladeshi friend in Bengali, which is my mother tongue, but I would speak to my fellow countrymen in English because my own country people were not able to follow the language that is commonly spoken. But having said that, I think it's very important that we embrace different culture, and if we have to do this, I think language is the most important way that you start understanding it. And particularly if you're in a different place in a foreign land, or maybe in a place which is far away from where you were born, where you were raised, then it becomes even more important that we try to understand or probably pick up the local language. Of course, you can't pick it up just like that. You need to have an interest. You need to be eager to learn that language. Otherwise, it will, even if you try, I don't think it will be possible. So, the fact that people say I speak Kannada is perhaps because I wanted to speak Kannada. It's perhaps because I thought if I speak the local language, I'll be able to make more friends. And maybe I'll be able to communicate better or perhaps understand people better. The same thing happened with many other languages. I ended up learning so many languages, but then it is not that you do it just because you want to do it. There has to be a purpose behind it. And wherever you are, some way or the other, this skill that you develop comes in handy. I studied in Mangalore, then I went out of the country. When I was studying in Mangalore, I used to speak Kannada, but then I went to a place where speaking in English itself is a rarity. But then we had some good friends from Karnataka, and out of impulse, perhaps we felt that we should speak in Kannada, although he was not very impressed with my Kannada at that point of time. But he was very patient and he said, okay, yeah, we should speak in that language. And if I had not continued it, perhaps when I came back to Mangalore or came back to Karnataka, the fact that I knew the language, it was a lot more easier for me to adapt and to get acclimatized to the new environment that I have. So I think we are really blessed as a country that we speak so many languages in the entire length and breadth of the country, and we have an average Indian per se perhaps would speak about 3 to 4 languages quite easily, and that's perhaps is the kind of upbringing that we have, the kind of diversity that we experience in this country. Since I'm supposed to welcome, I thought I'll speak a little bit about the importance of the day and then go on to welcoming the people on the dais. We have Srimati Anitha Naik. She's the founder of Tulasi Tulu Koota in California, and she's the director of All-American Tulu Association. Madam has kindly consented to be amongst us today, and as I understand from Saitha ma'am, we will felicitate ma'am for her contribution to preserving and cultivating the concept of Tulu in a far-off place, as far as in a place like California. And I do not know how many people speak there now, but I'm sure we also get to hear a lot of this language in everyday life. And I, for one, really love this language, and I have watched many movies. I look at many these plays and all these short reels and other things in Tulu, and I really love this language. I hope I'll be able to pick it up at some point of time. But we are indeed grateful, and we are very happy that you are here today. On behalf of the organizers, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you, ma'am. We'd like to request Nagesh Prabhu sir to hand over a bouquet to Madam Anitha Naik. President of today's function, Dr. Nagesh Prabhu, the Director of Curriculum Development in the university, and from day one, from the day I started interacting with him, sir has always been asking me, you teach me Bengali and I teach you Konkani. Neither has happened because we keep discussing curriculum. We need to find some time to know each other's language, but I think sir follows Bengali to a major extent, yes. And I think that's because he had a lot of Bengali friends. I can't say the same for Konkani, but I would love to listen and learn from you. Nagesh Prabhu sir is someone who always starts a conversation with a smile, and he starts a conversation with the mindset that the conversation is going to be long and you need to be patient. And that patience is reflected on the way he takes it forward. And it is always a pleasure talking to him, conversing with him, and he is an engineer by profession, but the kind of interest that he has on many other things, including traveling to various parts of the country. Recently, he had been to the Northeast. Am I correct? He had been to the Northeast, and he went around in the parts of the country that we come from, and he was, I hope the trip was very nice for him. Sir, we are really happy, and sir is also, of course, looking after the implementation of the revised national education policy of the country, being the curriculum development director. It is his responsibility that more and more institutions implement it, and perhaps NUCSER is one of the first few institutions under the university that has implemented NEP. And over the years, thanks to his advice and suggestions, we have made it better, we have made it a lot more inclusive in terms of the changes that needed to be brought in. And we are really grateful that we have someone like him guiding us throughout. So thank you for being here today, and I extend a warm welcome to you. The program coordinator, Sangeeta Madam, a lady with a charming face, ever smiling humor. She is always someone who is, and with her, I think I've never spoken to Madam in any other language other than Kannada. It is out of respect for the work that she's doing, and she has been a great support to this university. For some of you who do not know, Madam has translated volumes of work into local language and converted them from English to Tulu and Kannada and so on. And she has been a great supporter of preserving and practicing local culture and customs. And some of you not visited the Tulu Center that she has built, you must see that place, and that is a place that is in the itinerary whenever we have people from outside visiting our institution, visiting the university, and everyone goes back with a tumbler of water and a piece of jaggery that Madam offers to everyone. That is also a custom that she follows. She's doing wonderful work, and I think we have a book release activity after this program. Madam, thank you for organizing this event. Every year, Madam is doing it routinely, and we must clap for her in a big way. Because these activities go unnoticed, and we tend to undervalue the importance of such important, events like this that she is conducting. And this is not the first time. I have been a part of it several times. And every time, Madam would give me a call and say, "Sir, you won me." Sometimes when I'm out of Mangalore, of course, I do not get to attend, but then whenever I'm in Mangalore, I make sure that I attend. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for being here. Welcoming you again. Of course, it's your program. I don't need to welcome you again. Thank you. Also, welcome all my colleagues from NUCSER, all the students. We have students primarily from NUCSER, but then we also have students from Allied Health Sciences over here. And a special mention for our NEP Sarathi, Mr. Amey, who is kind of doing a lot of other things, but in addition to his role as the ambassador of the revised education policy of the country, this is something, a scheme launched by UGC where students are recognized as ambassadors and they take this, the whole essence and the principle of NEP through the students. And the whole purpose of Sarathi is to create awareness about how the education system has changed and what are the benefits of having a system like this. Amey is one of the very accomplished students of NUCSER. He is not only good at studies and co-curricular things, he's a good patissier. He makes a lot of confectionaries. He has his, I'm sure some of you have experienced it for the benefit of the people sitting on the dais. Amey has a group of people where he makes all kinds of cookies and pastries and salads and so many things. He's an entrepreneur also and also studying science. So he's a mix of everything. So Amey, congratulations for hosting this program and carrying on with the good work. And of course we have Dr. Juliet supporting Amey in all these activities along with her. So congratulations to Juliet as well. Once again, I hope I have not missed out anyone. Once again, a warm welcome to everyone present here, and let's have a great evening together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words and for setting the tone for this meaningful celebration.
We are honored to welcome Srimati Anitha Naik, founder of Tulasi Tulu Koota, California, Director of the All-American Tulu Association. Her dedication to preserving and promoting linguistic heritage is truly commendable, and Nitte would like to recognize her contribution in this field. I request Srimati Anitha Naik to kindly take the seat in the front and the honorable dignitaries to facilitate ma'am.
This is Anitha Naik, my friend. She has been living in California for more than 30 years. She born and raised in Mangalore, did masters in mathematics with computer science as a subject from Mangalore University at the time. Computer science was not a department. Advanced education in computer software engineering program management from Stanford University, USA, and executive MBA from Cisco. Her profession held senior management positions at Amazon Engineering Lab and Cisco Systems that are global leaders in the IT industry. And along with this, she took responsibility for supporting children's education in India and community health in USA. In few charity organizations for 25 plus years. And as a social worker, she founded Tulasi Tulu Koota in the state of California in the USA, initiated and led the formation of online Tulu library, Rani Abbakka Genada Chavadi, with support of All-American Tulu Association, ATA. Currently working as a director in the Board of Directors Committee in ATA. In this Rani Abbakka Genada Chavadi, we from Nitte University have with them, we have made a MOU and we are scanning the books and sending it to them to put in the online library. And she knows many languages, fluent in Tulu, that's her mother tongue, Kannada, she learned in the schools, and Hindi, English, and can speak a little Tamil and Telugu also, and Spanish too. Her hobby is painting, growing medicinal plants, herbs, and fruits also. And she's a very kind-hearted lady, very nice lady, very soft-spoken, and this is her detail. Thank you so much. And till now, that is, and before half an hour, my voice wasn't there. I was whispering like that, but now it's okay. Thank you.
Now I request Srimati Anitha Naik to address the gathering and share insights with us.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and respected Dr. Nagesh Prabhu and respected Dr. Anirban Chakraborty and Dr. Anitha Naik, and all the Nitte students here, and the teachers, and anyone else like this. So it's a privilege to be here because to celebrate this very special day. Our mother's language, our Matrubhasha Divas. I think if you see, India has 19,500 languages and dialects as per the 2011 census. That number might have changed now, but that's one of the true treasures of India. The Western world admires India for its diversity in languages and culture. This is something we have to be proud of as Indians, and also something we need to preserve it. It's our responsibility, and I'm super happy that Nitte University is celebrating Matrubhasha Divas every year, because even though the celebration is one day, you'll take the message in your life that how important it is to preserve our Matrubhasha, and because that's that strengthens your root. You're all like small trees or plants which are going to grow like big trees. So your root is your language, your culture, your family, your background, and that is something which gives you strength to face the life's challenges later in life. Now, I said 19,500. You can learn as many as possible. That makes your life richer. But if you add mother in front of the language, that changes the whole emotion, because as one of you said, it brings out emotion. That's the language you speak as a kid, as a child, and from your mother or your father or in your household. So that brings emotion, that makes it very special. And so it's definitely our responsibility to preserve this, because if we don't speak, if we don't try to preserve it, out of this 1900, we will lose so many languages in few decades. So we have to, it's our collective responsibility. I'm not saying just Nitte, it's everybody's collective responsibility to take care of these beautiful languages, because that is our India's strength. Now, as I said, I've been there for 30 plus years. So when I went to US initially, the moment I see an Indian, I get so excited. In a shopping mall or any public places, the moment, oh, there are Indians here, you just look at each other, smile and wave. You know, that used to bring the emotion. But now in 2025, where I live in California, sometimes it looks like I'm living in India. It doesn't even look like I'm in US, especially when you participate in India Independence Day Parade. There are more than 1 lakh Indians come together. So it's, but now, whenever I hear, whenever I see Indians, it doesn't excite the way it used to be 30 years ago. But wherever I go, if I hear Tulu, oh, Iru, Kudladare, Iru, Udupidare, the moment the connection happens in a second. And Iru, Tulu Koota Baroda, so I speak in Tulu. Same in Kannada, when I hear Kannada, you Kannada Barutta, Illa, Mysura, Bengaluru, Elli. You know, it immediately connects you. The language has that power to bring people together in a fraction of a second. That's the power of the language. And in USA, we have Kootas, Kannada Koota, Tulu Koota, Konkani Association, Telugu Association, Bengali Association. So we get to experience a lot of cultures. Although it's my mother tongue, Tulu, because I'm pretty active in Tulu Koota. I started it in California, but I do take the privilege of going to Durga Puja with my Bengali friends. And I have Konkani friends, many Konkani friends. We all work together in Kannada Koota, because Kannada is the common language binds us. So it's good to experience a different culture, learn as many languages as possible. But you always have to remember that a language has emotions. So we always have to respect that. Everybody's language is important to that person. So, as I said, we have many Kootas in USA. Let me give a short summary of what we do in Tulu Koota. Enna Bhasha Tulu, but for the benefit of all the people here, I'm sure this university has so many languages. I try to speak mostly in English. And actually, I'm very happy to be talking in an academic institution, because universities are my most favorite place to be. I enjoyed, my best part of life was my student life. And I think most of my friends agree with that. And I think I was a good student if you ask my teachers or lecturers. So I always love coming to universities. And even now, I keep telling Sai, I love going to universities. So anyway, coming back to Tulu. So in 2018, I started Tulasi Tulu Koota. It started as a small group. It grew as a Koota for more than 100 families now in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. We celebrate Bisu. So in Nama Bisu Tani, Purak Lauti Battudu, Bisu Kani Dida, Vanas Manthudu, Go Budiri, Dina Tulu Patharudu, Jokela Kalpada, Games Kopan Popa. So it's a lot of fun, Tulu. And then we also have at the national level All-American Tulu Association. It's basically a Nalpa Jana, more than 40 people from different states. It's a virtual group. Like in California, the East Coast for 8 hours flight today. So it's all, we all have online meetings and on Zoom calls, and then programs are also virtual. So we do have Tulu Lipi classes, Tulu Bhasha classes, and one of our teachers was Anitha's son. He was our initial Tulu teacher for the kids. And we also, and the closest to my heart, of course, is a Tulu library. This, in 2018, Tulu Koota start Malpunaga, English Tulu dictionary tikkada. And in my entire life, that was the first time I'm looking at a Tulu dictionary, and I was like super excited. So I wanted to share it. I did share. Then that's when the dream started. I wanted to collect as many Tulu books as possible and share it to all the Tulu-speaking community across the world. So it became true when we formed ATA. We formed ATA 3 years ago, and we started a library, Rani Abbakka Veerada Chavali. As you all know, I never learned about Rani Abbakka when I was in school or college. I don't know whether you learn about her now. It's sad that we forgot a lot of our great warriors from Tulnadu, this place. I knew about Jhansi Rani, but I never knew about Rani Abbakka. So when we started this library, I wanted to honor this warrior queen from Tulnadu. So we called her Rani Abbakka Veerada Chavali. The inauguration was done. We invited Dr. Sai to inaugurate that. So it's one of the very special moment for me in my life when we started this library, because I was later told it is the world's first Tulu digital library, and so it's a very proud moment. This can be accessed by anyone in the world. Yella odoli Australia ippadu, India ippadu, Africa ippadu. You can go to the website and NA.America.org and go to the library. You can access it. We add the books only when we have a publishers and writers approval. That's for the library. And so this is a short summary of what happens in Tulu Kootas. And we also have kind of very active Kannada Koota there. We celebrated for the Kannada speaking community here. Kannada 50 years golden anniversary celebrate ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು last year Kannada Kootadu. The ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ರಾಸ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. He was the chief guest. ಸೊ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ತುಂಬ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪದ್ಯ ಹಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ತುಂಬ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್. ಅದು ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು mostly American English is slightly different than British English, which is practiced in India. Because same words, some of the words we use in America has a different meaning here. So sometimes I do create misunderstandings, so I'm very careful. So I'm happy, again I'm very honored to be here on a special day, and thank you Sangeeta and team for giving me this opportunity to talk a little bit of what we do for the language, Tulu or Kannada and even other languages. There are people working on this. So as you can see, it's very close to the heart. So I request all of you to carry your mother language with you wherever you go in life. It doesn't matter which country you go and live, but make sure you speak the language at home, you preserve it. Because if you don't preserve, we might lose it eventually. But that is the true treasure of India. We have to preserve it. It's our responsibility. Thank you so much.
For your inspiring words and for gracing this occasion with your presence. Your thoughts have truly enriched today's celebration.
We now request our respected Dr. Nagesh Prabhu, Director CD Nitte TU, to deliver the presidential address.
Good afternoon, all of you. Respected Sangeeta Madam, my friend Dr. Anirban, and the chief guest of today's function, Madam Naik, Anitha Naik. So I should thank you first for having accepted our invitation and attending this function and propagating and encouraging people at US as far as Tulu language is concerned. Being in Bangalore, we are always blessed. Any of the students at least would know 6 to 7 languages. We speak Tulu, we speak Konkani, or at least understand Konkani. We speak English because we study in college or school. We study Hindi, we study Kannada, and more likely that some of the Marathi bhajans, which is close to Konkani community, we sing or practice singing Marathi bhajans also. And we are very close to Kerala border, so we know, or at least most of us speak Malayalam also. So being in Mangalore, so we are truly blessed to be, or a greater chance to be a multilingual personality. We also had some opportunity to study Sanskrit. So because we had an option whether to take Kannada or Sanskrit as the first language during our schooling. And people said you will get good marks if you take Sanskrit. So many of us, I don't know, the present situation may be same. If we take Kannada, the marks scored may be less. This is what our seniors told us. Because Kannada may be slightly difficult. Hale Kannada, Hosa Kannada, there are so many Kannadas. And Hale Kannada may be difficult. I don't know, Madam Saikita has to tell. I never studied Hale Kannada, but Kannada, of course, we all studied. So I took Sanskrit as a first language. So 2 to 3 years I studied as a course Sanskrit. Hindi, of course, was the third language. So at least being in Mangalore, at least 6 to 7 languages we study, we practice. Then I went to Chennai for having worked there for 3 years. It was a great experience over there. Hindi will not work. English students don't understand, some of the students. They say, Sir, Purila, sir, Purila, sir. I never understood what is this Purila, sir. I continued teaching in English only. Then I understood, I checked with some of my colleagues. What is the true meaning of this? Then they said, sir, they don't follow your class because you teach in English. So because many students, they complete their diploma where they are allowed to write in their mother language, examination, and all the teaching is all done in mother language. That is the importance given there. It's very good because mother tongue or mother language, whatever we say, Matrubhasha, whenever we speak anything, our first thought comes to our mind is only through that mother language. Then we translate our thoughts to actions, we translate our thoughts to speeches, but whatever comes to our mind, the first thought is mother language. That's why it is very close to our heart. And we are deeply rooted with this mother tongue, mother language, or whatever we call Matrubhasha. And all that we have started, the beginning, very beginning, through Matrubhasha, is responsible for whatever we are today. So, all governments are encouraging this Matrubhasha, the education through Matrubhasha, and Government of India has also given a lot of support. So coming back to the students' difficulties or challenges that they studied in, Tamil, as a Tamil medium in diploma. So most of them, when they join, engineering courses, engineering program, they find it difficult because suddenly from Malayalam medium to in English, the engineering, the official language or medium of instruction is English. So they find it extremely difficult. So that's how they would love to hear at least a few words of Tamil. So that was the motto for me to, study Tamil. I had to start because it is a real challenge. So whatever script I see is like, in our electrical engineering we say it is inductor. It's like a coil. So then slowly I had to pick up. Then I started, because that is the only thing. No other language other than Tamil or English is practiced or is understood by people. Of course, to some extent, Telugu was many people speak. So, but Hindi, they never, it will never work in. So that's how I had to, because to be multilingual, that brings the people together. So, because when we start speaking in the other people's language or mother tongue, so that brings lot of connection, and that brings lot of tolerance in us, and lot of patience in us, and we are get connected as a people from diverse background, so we can work better. So that is the only reason that in a workplace environment, or maybe in a wherever we go, given a chance, I suggest all of you to study at least one language wherever you go in workplace. So that will, make you a better person in getting connected with the people. And Professor Anirban said, but I will not leave him, I will definitely study Bengali from him. So that is the only point is, then I had to study this Tamil, that was the necessity. So because unless there is a necessity, we will never give our mind to study. So that environment wherein the students find difficulty had forced me to, study Tamil, to read, to write, and to speak. All that is possible maybe in 1 to 1.5 years. So then whatever I speak, I started with the 30 days, a book, learn Tamil in 30 days. You know how much we can learn. Any language if you find, you will learn this language in 30 days. So there is no other, option but to buy that book and try to study. So, but the real study of a language is only if you get a chance to converse with people. Day to day, if you start conversing with people in their language, a lot of doubts will come. So how to use properly that word or language, because a word at different context will give different meanings. So such possibilities are also there. So unless we start conversing with people in the languages, whatever we can, so then only we become very close to those people and close to their heart. And when it comes to Government of India's initiative, Government of India is promoting education mainly through a lot of support through these Indian languages. So this is to strengthen and preserve all those languages which are not being much used, which requires a lot of support from the government. And Government of India is doing that through Bharatiya knowledge parampara, that is Indian knowledge system. Lot of initiatives are given, and those who perform, those who take up research in these areas, they are going to be supported. Wherein in Nitte University, we have also started a Center for Indian Knowledge System very recently on March 19th, and Professor Sudhir Raj is in charge of that. And lot of programs are being planned under this center. So it is not only that center, but rightly said by Dr. Anirban, Professor Anitha is taking a lot of interest in Tulu as well as Kannada. When it comes to humanities, it is Dr. Anitha taking up a lot of initiatives and a lot of programs on an annual basis we are conducting. So the technology for Government of India's initiatives is technology in language and technology through language. So that means to preserve the knowledge, to preserve the language, technology to be used, and to study technology through this local language, which is mother tongue, that is also being planned. Accordingly, AICTE has a different section wherein most of the engineering books are being translated to Hindi and studying engineering through Hindi. There is a national education policy which says inclusiveness, inclusive of language as well as the knowledge should be for all. There should not be any barrier for the technology to understand the technology. If language is the barrier, please remove that barrier and enable the students to study technology and let them start contributing. Language should not be the barrier. Because suppose somebody can't understand English, let them study engineering through Tamil or Kannada or Hindi, whichever the language where they are comfortable. And that provision is also being made in many universities. Of course, in Karnataka, VTU has initiated that activity, but somehow it could not attract many students to study engineering through Kannada medium. So, but there are at least a few students where English is a challenge. So then the decisions are being taken to promote the study of technology through any of the mother tongue or modern Indian language. So with this, I would like to congratulate all the organizers and especially Amey. When Amey is UGC Sarathi, okay. So there are two Sarathis to begin with. Now we have enhanced it to 9 Sarathis. The list has been submitted to UGC, and UGC we are waiting for the approval of these additional 7 Sarathis, which are drawn from various sister institutions or the constituent institutions of Nitte deemed to be university. So he is doing a wonderful job. So whenever it comes to any of UGC's program under national education policy, the knowledge of national education policy, understanding this NEP policy in a better way, with the help of a faculty member, Madam Juliet is here and he is coordinating all the activities, and I should be congratulating him. So thank you, Amey, for the wonderful work that you are doing. With this, once again, I would like to thank Madam Anitha for being here with us, and especially we being in US, propagating the knowledge of Tulu and all the in all possible ways. So you are doing an excellent job there. So thank you, madam. And I wish all of you all the best. Try to learn at least one language what you don't know. So wish you good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and encouragement. Every event is a success only due to the effort of many individuals. I now invite Amey S Bellare, Student Coordinator and NEP Sarathi, Nitte, to extend the vote of thanks.
It is my privilege as the NEP Sarathi of Nitte to extend a heartful vote of thanks on the special occasion of Matrubhasha Divas and Bharatiya Basha Utsav. At the outset, I express my deep gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Srimati Anitha Naik, for honoring us with her presence and inspiring us with her dedication to linguistic and cultural preservation. Your contribution to Tulu language and beyond are truly commendable. A sincere thanks to Dr. Nagesh Prabhu, Director CD, for presiding over this event and for his continuous encouragement in fostering language and cultural initiatives at Nitte. Thank you, sir. I extend my appreciation to Dr. Anitha, our program coordinator, and Professor Dr. Anirban Chakraborty, Director of NUCSER, for their leadership and unwavering support in making this celebration possible. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. A special note of gratitude to my co-MC whose support made this event seamless, and to my team whose dedication and coordination were instrumental in today's success. I also extend my sincere thanks to the Student Council of NUCSER for their efforts in setting up the book exhibition. I would also like to acknowledge the teaching and non-teaching staff of NUCSER for their presence and support, which added great value to the celebration. A big thank you to Nico for capturing this event through their photography and videography, ensuring today's movement are beautifully preserved. Most importantly, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants who will be presenting in their Matrubhasha today. Your efforts in celebrating and sharing the beauty of your mother tongues truly embody the spirit of this event. And of course, a sincere thanks to all the wonderful audience for your enthusiasm and active participation. It is your presence that makes this celebration truly meaningful. With that, I conclude my vote of thanks. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Mr. Ramay, for your kind words and for acknowledging the efforts of everyone involved. Your gratitude truly reflects the spirit of this gathering. We kindly request our esteemed guests to take their seats as we move on to the next segment of our program.
And now, we come to a very special part of today's event, student presentations. Celebrating the beauty of various mother tongues, language is the soul of our heritage. And today, our friends will take us on a journey through the richness of their native languages.
ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಾತೆರೆಲ್ಲ ಉಡಲ್ದಿಂಚಿನ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸೊನ್ನೆಲ ಸತ್ತ ಒಂದು ಮಾತೆರೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲೇ respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and dear faculty members and my dear fellow mates. Purlu purlu nama tudunadida mandu purlu, purlu purlu nama tudunadida bhasha purlu, purlu purlu nama tudunadida mandu purlu, purlu purlu nama tudunadida bhasha purlu, purle purlu nama tudunadiya purlu panondu enna presentation yan start mandondalla. Tulu is one of the Dravidian languages with a rich culture and history. According to 2011 census, approximately 1.8 million population of India are Tulu speakers. Whoever speak Tulu are called as Tuluas. And we find Tuluas in the Dakshina Kannada and Udupi district of Karnataka and Kasaragod district of Kerala. Tulu has its own script, which most of us are not aware of and is known as Tulu Lipi. Cultural richness of Tulu Nadu. People of Tulu Nadu are known to be the believers of Daiva Aradhane and Nagaradhane. Following, in addition to most of the festivals which are celebrated across the world, we Tuluas celebrate Bisu, Puddar, Keddasa and Atidamavase. The common sports of Tulu Nadu is Kurdakatta and Kambala. Moving on, Piliyesa. We all know what is Piliyesa, but do we all know why is it performed? Does anyone here know why is Piliyesa performed? It's an offering from the devotees to goddess Durga. That is Piliyesa. Yakshagana being the cultural dance form of Tulu Nadu. Kangilu and Madira are the folk dance forms of Tulu Nadu. Dialects of Tulu language. Though Tulu language is one, its pronunciation and vocabulary vary depending upon the regions as well as the communities. So for example, when we consider regional varieties, what do we call, like somebody from the audience, please help me translate, what is your name in Tulu? Ninna Pudarencha is basically from Kutla or the Kasaragod and Mangalore region, we talk it that way. But in Puttur, it's Ninna Pudar Daika, whereas in Karkala, it's Ninna Pudar Ena. That's how it differs within Tulu Nadu, that's how the dialects are being divided. Also, when it comes to the community, Brahmin communities have a different type of Tulu, which is called as Shivali Tulu. Jain community have Jain Tulu. And common dialects, which is mostly talking or spoken by Bhan community, Bilava community, Oppaliga community, and many other relative community is a common dialect. And Malakodi, which even I didn't know, was this is basically a different type of Tulu which is spoken by these Mabelian tribals from Kannur. So, official status. Tulu is not considered as the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. It remains unrecognized by the Indian government. So, does it not become our responsibility to, promote or preserve our culture? First of all, why is it important to be in our 8th scheduled Indian Constitution? Because it is essential for us to preserve our culture. The time we preserve our language is when our culture and heritage gets preserved. As we all know, Pardana is a folklore sung in Tulu. Unless we preserve our language, the folklore won't be preserved. So it's very essential for us to preserve our language. Though there are continuously Tulu activists who are trying very hard to, include Tulu in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution, still the struggle is going on. So, to conclude with, Namma Tuluvakke Jokuru, Kali Pathenda Yave Gijji, Namma Bhasha, Namma Samskara, Namma Samskriti, Namma Oripodu, Indaki Namma Dada Malpodu. Kali Pathir Nakku, Namma Gottipu Nanchitna Klege, Namma culture, after Namma heritage, Namma Samskriti, Indian Maate Inla, Namma Klege introduce Malpodu, Aklek Panodu, Undu Tulunadu. ಮೂಲು ಕಾಲಿ ಮೀನು ಕೋರಿ ಸುಕ್ಕ ತಂದೆ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಷಯಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾವಡಾಯಿ ನಂಚಿತ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ದೈವಾರಾಧನೆ ಆಗಿಪ್ಪಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನೇಮ ಕೋಲ ಅಂಚಿತ್ತರೆ ಕೆಲವುಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಜಿನಸ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ಸ್ ಪನಲು ಕೆಡ್ಡಸ ದಾಯಿಗೆ ಮಲ್ಪುವ ಬಿಸು ಪಂಡ ದಾದ ಕುದ್ದರ್ ಪಂಡ ದಾದ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೆಲೋಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಪಂಡದು ಅಕ್ಲಿನ ಕೂಡಲ ಅವೇರ್ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು. So that Namma Samskara, Namma Samskriti, Namma Bhasha Oriyodu. With this, I would like to conclude saying, Tuli Oripaga, Tulu Nada Mandan Oripaga, Salmelu.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected dignitaries, faculty members, and all my friends present here. My name is Aditi. I come from Nagaland, and I'm standing here to represent Nagaland, and I'm going to talk about Nagaland. So, I would like to talk a little bit about my state. So, Nagaland is a state located in the northeastern region of India. It is one of the 7 sisters, a term coined by Jyoti Prasad Saikia in 1972 to collectively refer to the 7 northeastern states, namely Nagaland, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, and Arunachal Pradesh. Like its neighboring states, Nagaland is home to predominantly tribal communities that speak languages belonging to the Indo-Burman and Austro-Asiatic language families. Within Nagaland, there are 17 recognized tribes, each with its own distinct customs, traditions, and dialects. However, Naga people are not confined to Nagaland. There are some who live in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and along the international border in Myanmar as well. Despite the linguistic diversity within the state, Nagamese serves as the lingua franca, enabling communication between different tribal groups. Nagamese, often referred to as broken Assamese, emerged as a Creole language shaped by historical and socio-cultural influences. During the British colonial rule, Assamese was used as the administrative language for governing the Nagas, which contributed to its widespread adoption. Furthermore, Assam's geographical proximity to Nagaland facilitated trade and social interaction, which further encouraged the use of Assamese, although in a modified and simplified form. Over the time, the adapted version of Assamese evolved into what is now known as Nagamese. Interestingly, Nagamese does not have a written script of its own. It is commonly referred to as bazaar language due to its extensive use in the trade, daily communication, and informal settings. Despite English being adopted as the official language in Nagaland in the year 1967, that is 4 years after Nagaland attained its statehood, Nagamese remains the most widely spoken language in the region. In conclusion, Nagaland is a land of rich cultural heritage, breathtaking landscapes, and linguistic diversity. With English as the official language and Nagamese serving as the common medium of communication, the state's many indigenous languages reflect its deep-rooted tribal identity. Despite its diversity, Nagaland stands united, preserving its traditions while embracing modernity, making it a unique and vibrant part of India. I am honored to share about these few insights about Nagaland and Nagamese, and so one of the things we get the opportunity that means to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity and I'm honored to have shared about my state. Thank you so much.
My name is Moan. I'm from PSC, and today the language that I'm going to present is Paite language. It is one of the language of Manipur, and then out of all the Malay language that is there in Manipur, Paite language is my native language. So I'm going to present Paite language. So moving on, here we have the history and some facts about the Paite language. It is a Sino-Tibetan language, and then this Paite literally means people who went, or a group of people marching. Because back in the days they were migrating from different parts of the world. So most of them moved from Burma or Mizoram or Nagaland or wherever it is. So they moved from that place to Manipur to settle in Churchandpur district. So that's where the word Paite comes from. So Paite Laimal, meaning Paite alphabet, it was developed by Shetty in 1903. This is the Paite alphabet that he comes up with. I'll tell you the pronunciation of it. It goes like A, O, B, Cho, D, A, F, G, N, H, E, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, V, Z. It's similar with English alphabet, but then they are made in such a way that we'll be able to form a sentence in our language. So, Paite Pao, this Paite language, in our state, in Manipur, there are so many languages and different tribes, and each tribe has their own language. And then this Paite come under the same umbrella, Zomi. In that, there are different languages as well, like Hado, Mar, Vaite, Simte, Kom, Gamde, and all. So all this language are really similar with Paite, and then each one of the people from the tribe understand its own language, even though we might not speak the same language because of the similarity. So as of 2011 census, they found that 75,900 people are speaking this Paite language. And then there are different dialects as well within this Paite also. So some of them are like Bukpi, Lausao, Valpao, Dansal, Tuichiap, Sukte, Dim, Lansang, and Silan. So these are some of the few dialects that come. Okay. To conclude my presentation, I want to say a few words in my language. Dambo means are you fine? So opportunity pia ka ong zagen ka tupaka tahay mo na ong teng tong nung tukon yen, meaning that I'm so grateful to be given this opportunity to stand in the stage and present my language in front of everyone. So I'm really grateful and thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ganga Pai, who is going to present about Konkani language, which is my native language. So, Sakrange Namaskaru. About the origin of Konkani, Konkani is believed to be evolved from the Maharashtrian Prakrit language, which is descended from the Vedic Sanskrit. So, before the influence of the Sanskrit, people who adapted to speak Konkani, they were already speaking in the Dravidian languages, and then after the Sanskrit language started developing, the Konkani has been greatly influenced by Sanskrit language, Kannada as well as Marathi. Then coming to the spoken areas in India, the Konkani spoken areas are mainly in the western coastal region of India, which includes Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and even in many other places, people do speak Konkani. Then the communities included to speak in Konkani. There are Konkani community Brahmins are basically divided into varieties of subcastes, including GSP, that is Gaud Saraswat Brahmin, RSP, that is Rajapur Saraswat Brahmin, CSP, that is Chitrapur Saraswat Brahmin, Shetty Brahmins, and many others, in which I particularly belong to the GSP community, that is Gaud Saraswat Brahmin. Then, including the culture of GSP Brahmins, it includes the family deities, where a particular family will have visiting temples, mainly which we call it as Kuldevata, where it will be mainly in the Goa and Karnataka regions. The unique tradition of Konkani, it includes Chudi Puja. It is a famous festival in Konkani language, where the women, they contribute the flowers to the Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu during the month of Shravan. Then varieties of dishes are present, mainly Konkani, that is, we tell it Dadatoy, then Pasrada with the curry. All these are the famous dishes that we make in Konkani. Then conclusion is GST Konkani culture is a unique blend of Vedic traditions, Konkani language, temple rituals, rich cuisine, and artistic heritage. Despite migration and modernization, the community continues to preserve the customs with pride. Thank you. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಜ್ಯೋತಿ. I am from 4th year BSc. I will be talking about my mother tongue, Kannada, which is not just a language, not just a means of communication, but also a symbol of Karnataka's heritage and pride. Kannada belongs to the Dravidian language family and has evolved over centuries. The oldest recorded inscription, Kannada inscription, is the Halmidi inscription. The Chalukyas encouraged Kannada inscriptions and literatures, setting foundations to the Kannada poetry and grammar. The Rashtrakutas contributed to the classical Kannada literature through poets like Pampa and Ranna. The Vijayanagara Empire further enriched the Kannada literature and promoted the growth of drama and poetry. Kannada script is beautiful and unique, primarily consisting of 49 letters. Its rounded letter forms makes it distinct from other scripts. But Kannada is not just about the literature. It is about music, poetry, folk art, and cinema. From legendary poets like Ranna from the Rashtrakuta dynasty to writers like Kuvempu and Shivaram Karan, to distinguished filmmakers like Puttanna Kanagal, who not only brought masterpieces into Kannada cinema, but also managed to capture the human experience, making it a language that truly spoke to the heart. Kannada culture is vibrant blend of traditions like Veeragasi, a folk dance, which embodies valor and devotion, and the architectural grandeur of Mysuru Palace, a symbol of Karnataka's rich heritage, royal heritage, and artistic excellence. This cultural diversity can also be is also reflected deeply in Karnataka's diverse cuisine, from royal Mysore Pak to wholesome ragi mudde, to flavorful bisivelebath, to crispy, buttery Davangere benne dose, each of them carrying their unique story and tradition and taste. Food is an integral part of Karnataka celebration, with dishes like Yellu Bella and Sakare Achu marking the harvesting festival of Sankranti. Similarly, the spirit of Kannada pride comes alive during Kannada Rajotsava, which is celebrated on the 1st of November, where the state unites and honors the rich heritage and language. Kannada is not just a language, it's an emotion, a legacy, and the soul of Karnataka. As Kuvenpu beautifully said, ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯೇ ಮಹತ್ವ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾವನೆಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಯಬೇಕು. ಬೇರೆಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಕಲಿಯುವುದು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಅಗತ್ಯ. ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಮರೆತು ಬಿಡಬಾರದು. ಕನ್ನಡ ನಿಂತರೆ ನಾವು ನಿಂತಂತಾಗುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಕುವೆಂಪು. So this is basically he's trying to say that we should never forget our roots, our mother tongue. It is necessary to learn other language, but we should never forget that from where we are from. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Namaskar everyone. My name is Prof. At least that's how it's actually pronounced. And I'll be presenting on my language, my mother tongue, Bangla. It's a short little journey I will take you through from the early days to the modern Bengali. Bengali can be divided into three stages over its development, from the old, middle to the modern Bengali. So the Bengali language also, as it's known, Bangla, has a history of 1,400 years, and it's Eastern Indo-Aryan language. And so the first scripture from in Bangla was found in 900 CE. Until 1400 CE, it remained the same scripture, and these scriptures were influenced from Buddhist mystic songs known as Choryapada or Charyapada, and later on it developed from, it took influences from Persian, Arabic and Turkish languages, because that time we had the Turkish Sultanate in the Bengal region. And later on, due to colonialism, we developed certain affectations from English to develop the modern Bengali language. And this modern Bengali language, as we know, has a particular interest towards deep-rooted literature, poetry and cinema. And it's considered all around the world as elevative artistry. And it gave us one of the our first Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. And so first I would also like to show you what these images represent. The color red and the sari this woman has worn in Bengal, it represents boldness and femininity and the strength of women empowerment, which is a deep value within my city of joy in Calcutta. Next, one of the most important parts of the Bengali language was the Bengali language movement, which was the opposition of Urdu in East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh. But over the years, it took influences from Urdu and it got changed into a dialect called Bangal. So now Bangladeshis speak Bangal and West Bengalis speak Bangla. And in 2024, Bengali was officially recognized as a classical language in India due to its historical significance and literary richness. And that is the great Hindu leader Ramakrishna Paramahansa, who gave many values of humanity all across the world through his most famous student and one of the greatest world leaders, Swami Vivekananda. I would like to say Dhanyabad, and to end on a sweet note, let's keep this world sweet just like my language and our sweets. Thank you.
Namaste, यहाँ उपस्थित सबैलाई मेरो हार्दिक अभिवादन. So that was the great I did in Nepali language. Honorable Chief Guest, respected Director Sir, both ma'am, teaching faculties, non-teaching faculties, and my dear colleagues. So I am Abhishek. I am a third year biomedical student in NUCSER. I am from Nepal. So Nepal, it is surrounded by 3 sites from India and 1 site from China. So it is located in the lap of Himalayas. One fact I will tell you, out of the world 10 highest peaks, 8 peaks are in Nepal. So you can guess how beautiful the country is. Even the country is small, but it is way rich in cultural diversity. So Prithvi Narayan Shah, the unifier of Nepal in the 18th century, he said, भनिन्छ भने नेपाल 4 जात र 36 वर्णको एउटा सुन्दर बगैँचा हो. That means Nepal is a beautiful garden of 4 castes and 36 sub-castes. Then after I will tell you, this is Pashupatinath temple, you know, right? Down is the national emblem of Nepal. Down if you see, here it is written in Sanskrit. That means Janani Janma Bhumishta Swarga Dayati Gariyasi. That means mother and motherland are greater than the given. It is taken from Ramayana, which happened in the Treta Yuga, when Lord Ram conquered Lanka. Even though he has got a chance to be the king and rule over Sri Lanka, he told Lakshmana, no, I love my country, I love my mother and my motherland more than anything. He left all the royal things and he went back to his place. That means how much he is affected to his place. This means like even though whoever goes to any corner of the world, in the end, however the comfort and the grandeur, whatever he or she gets, but the memories made at their home place, in the villages and hometown is something surreal. Like this Nepali language, which is also called as Gorkhali or Thaksura. Nepali language was discovered from the western part of Nepal, which is from the one special tribe which is called Thaksura people. Now that Thaksura region is in the Indian side, which is Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. So Nepali language, it is 50% of the Nepali words are taken from the Sanskrit. The transcript of Nepali is same written in the Devanagari, which are 36 consonant and 12 vowels letter. Nepali language is spoken in Myanmar, Bhutan. It was officially considered in India in the year 1992, and the Khat Goya is the first text which was Nepali language in the year 16th century. I will tell you one thing. When in the year 1959, on the morning of May 26, when Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, when he conquered the Mount Everest, they were the first person who conquered Mount Everest for the first time. So while he came back and when he went to his nation New Zealand, when he was asked about to say something, one sentence about Nepal, what he said was, once in a lifetime, wants to go to Nepal. It's like Nepal only parne gantavya ho. Like if you die, make sure you visit Nepal once. But it's such a good country. Even though you go once, it's like you want to go more. There is also one proverb saying, "Heaven is a myth, Nepal is real." That means Swarga mithat ho, tara Nepal yathat ho. This means how good the country is. Saying this one like, so Nepali language is not just a language, it is the communication, it is the symbol of our unity, power and strength. Now Nepali is more taking place in globally. If you see in Australia, if you compare to coming 5 to 7 years, we can see more than the Australian people, Nepali people will be settled over there, and same in the west downside of the USA, that is Texas. My friend who is in Texas, he is like, even though I am in Texas for the last 7 years, I don't feel like going home because I get such good family home and like that love in my country only. One incident when I came first to Mangalore with my dad for the first time when I joined NUCSER, when me and my dad were walking through the indoor stadium next to our hostel, I was worried that there is not a single Nepali friend who is studying over here. How will I survive and all? That is like, no one, no, it is fine. So while we are sitting in front of the indoor stadium, there was one senior from Bhutan who was studying in nursing college, but now he graduated. So he used to play badminton over there, and he just passed, and he and his friend were talking in Nepali. I was so happy, at least someone is there. So I told him that uta mule sathi pani ma Nepali ma bolchi ni. They are like, let go and ask him. I went and I said, hello brother, what is your name? He said, my name is Hazur Kata Bada. I asked, where are you from? He like, Mo Bhutan Bada. I am from Bhutan. My dad and me are looking like, what is this? So, but you don't know, even though we are from Bhutan, but we speak Nepali, but Nepali is not fluent like how they speak in Nepal, but at least I got some good relation with him. Once he went, I missed him. So that's the thing, when I came over here, suddenly he made me to realize like 3-4 people were in hostel. And when I joined in NUCSER, I think I am the second after Rasik Dhakal, who studied in NUCSER. So even though Rasik graduated, but we knew each other. Saying this much, I would like to say, Nepali is not, even though it's a small country which is rich in ethnic diversity, please make sure you visit Nepal once in a lifetime. Thank you.
My name is Manasi Rani Sahu and I am from Odisha, the land of Lord Jagannath. Today I am excited to share with you my mother tongue Odia. It is a language spoken by the people of Odisha, a state in the eastern India. Odia is one of the oldest languages in India. The term Odia, it is derived from a Sanskrit word that is Kudra. And this language belongs to Indo-Aryan language family. Odia script is Brahmic script and it comes from the Magadhi Prakrit. Its script is beautiful with its flowing curves and steps. This language is very important to me because it connects us with our rich history, culture and tradition. In the year 2014 February, Odia was declared as one of the classical languages in India, a very proud moment of Odisha. So it means we have a rich heritage that is still alive today. Lastly, I would like to share a few lines from a poem that is written by Lakshmikanta Mahapatra. It is dedicated to our motherland Odisha in language Odia. Vande Utkala Janani, Vande Utkala Janani, Vande Utkala Janani. Charu Hasyamoyi, Charu Hasyamoyi, Charu Hasyamoyi, Charu Hasyamoyi, Janani, Janani, Janani. Vande
ಕುಳಿತಿದ್ದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹನೀಯಂಗಕ್ಕೂ ನನ್ನ ಮನದೊಮ್ಮದ ತತ್ಕಾರವೆಂದವಿ. Yes, and that was a small glimpse of Kodavatak. I'm Yashmita, and today I'll be talking about Kodagu. Kodagu, well known as the Scotland of India, due to its cool climate and hilly terrain, is a renowned place known to its lush greenery, scenic landscapes, waterfalls, and aromatic coffee and spice plantations. Kodava belongs to a Dravidian language family spoken by natives of Cool. Dr. I.M. Muttanna invented an official script for the Kodava Bhasha in the 1970s. According to the 2011 census, around 1.25 lakh of people talk Kodava language. The language has two dialects, the Mandeli Nadu and the Kikatu Nadu. The Mandeli Nadu is widely spoken in the northern and central part of the Kodagu. However, the Kikatu Nadu dialect is spoken in the southern part of the Kodagu. It's traditionally written in the Tirthi script. Coming to the cuisines, Kadambuttu Koli curry, Pandi curry, Nuputtu, Akki roti and Dharmatoppu are the few of the variety of the dishes that are well known in Kodagu. Not to miss, the one who made Kodagu famous is Field Marshal K.M. Karyappa. As all can see, I'm just as a Kodavati, and you may wonder why I have draped this sari in this week. It has a significant story behind this. Agastya Muni had trapped Kaveri in the pot due to a certain curse, and one day the pot fell down, which made the Kaveri flow out of the pot in the form of river. So Kodavati, in order to stop the flow of water, she stood in between the water, and due to the force of the water, the place came behind. And this is how there was a change in the draping of the sari. As I conclude this, we can see that it's not just a means of the communication, it's a reflection of the community's soul. The words of the Kodava carry the essence of the mountainous food, the rhythm of its festival, and the deep connection with the nature. With the language facing various challenges, the spirit of the Kodava people remains strong. And with the modern tools and the passionate individuals, Kodava can still thrive. Like the forest that covers Kodagu, Kodava is resilient. Even though the trees may sometimes seem sparse, they continue to grow, nourished by the roots of history, tradition, and love to the community. It is up to us to keep the Kodava language vibrant, to pass it on as a living treasure for the future generation. Vandana.
That was truly incredible. A big round of applause to all our talented presenters who reminded us of the beauty of linguistic diversity.
Before we conclude, we have an exciting announcement. A book exhibition has been organized at the Tulu Learning Center located on the second floor of this building. So please visit it.